Hello, I'm Chris Rodgers, Chief Executive Officer of International Training Concepts, the founder of ITCmarksmanship.com. In this video, I'd like to demonstrate how to place one of our cheek rests on the stock of your firearm. I'm also going to show you how to cut and shape the foam to create an instantly recognizable stock weld that can help give you a faster first shot hit capability, consistent follow-up shots. Now, the average height between the comb and the center of the scope is approximately 1.5 inches. Now, that doesn't mean I have to put an inch and a half of foam on this stock to raise my eye up to the center of that scope. Depending on the shape of your face and what type of stock you have, the amount of extra rise in the comb area will vary from shooter to shooter. Now, given the fact that you've mounted your scope properly, let's go ahead and put a cheek rest on the stock. For this demonstration, I'm going to use one of our light gray nylon wetsuit cheek rests. Now, they all have the same characteristics in that there's an internal pouch for the placement of foam. There's 3 hook and loop straps, strap it down to the stock, and we use some nylon sharkskin rubber underneath to keep it from moving and shifting on the stock. Now, because I have a thin face and I'm not sporting a beard today, I'm going to guesstimate the amount of rise that I need off that stock is approximately 2 foam pads. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these pads. I'm not going to cut them yet. Place them inside the pouch. I'm going to strap the cheek rest on the center of that stock. I'm going to reach around and grab my hook and loop. Now I'm going to snug them up, all 3 straps. Now you don't have to tighten these down too tight right now, because what we're trying to accomplish is to make sure that we have enough foam in here to begin with. Just snug them up. All right, now that I've got it placed on the center with an equal amount of cheek rests on either side, I'm going to go in and get into my favorite shooting position, preferably the prone on this particular evolution, and make sure that I have enough rise to get my eye to that center of the scope. Now, if you don't, go ahead and repeat the process and add or take away as much foam as you need to bring that eye, once again, when you lay your face comfortably on that stock, that your eye is looking straight through the center of that scope. Now, once you accomplish that, go ahead, snug down this cheek rest with the straps. Again, don't pull too tight, but just enough to get it snug where it's not going to move or shift around that stock. And once you're there, you can go ahead and trim your extra strapping off to make it look a lot more custom and give it that streamlined fit. Now, just a word of caution, because there's a little stress on these straps, give it about an hour, and this cheek rest is actually going to form to this stock. So once that happens, go ahead and readjust your strapping, pull it tight again, and then take off that excess strapping. Now let's go a little bit further. Now that we have the right height, we want to create that recognizable stock weld that will tell us exactly where our cheek needs to be every time we throw it up to our shoulder. So go ahead and take your cheek rest off. Take the 2 pieces of foam out that you added. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take away that top piece, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut a hole in it. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's in the center of this top piece. And I found that if I cut an egg-shaped hole in here, it creates a more distinct saddle effect. So again, cut a hole, put it back on top, stuff it back inside. Once again, we're going to place it back on the center of that stock. Once again, you don't have to really monkey fist and pull too tight down on these straps, because what we want to do is get back into our prone shooting position once we have this strapped on, and we're going to move and shift that cheek rest forward or back to where we have that perfect eye relief when our face is sitting in what is now we have created that saddle effect, that little hole, that little ridge that's going to fit right on your cheek every time you place it up your shoulder. So once again, get down prone, shift it back and forth till you have that perfect eye relief, and go ahead and tighten up your straps. When you got it in the position that you want it, if you need to trim a little bit more of that excess strapping off, go ahead. And once again, what do we have? We have that perfect rise to get our eye through the center of the scope. Now we've went one step further and created that, what I call a saddle effect. So when I shoulder my firearm, my cheek will come to rest instantly in that spot that I will know as to be that perfect place where I need to be to acquire that perfect sight alignment, my sight picture, before I squeeze the trigger. All right, well, that's all I got on how to make the saddle effect, which gives us that instantly recognizable spot weld and the perfect height that I need to get into that center of the scope. So that's all I got for now. Keep an eye open for additional videos on our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Shoot straight and be safe.